Good evening, everyone. Engineer Pat 5290 coming to you with the April Q&A responses. Lots of good questions for the month. I'm glad that a lot of you guys are coming on and asking lots of good questions. I've been real impressed with these so far this year as well as years past. And uh, let's go ahead and get right to it. Trayman 3985 comes back. It's been a hot minute. Great to see you. He has a list of questions. What was your first train ride? One of the first I did was the Buckingham Branch Railroad up in near DC. I also did Day Out with Thomas at Strasburg, as a matter of fact. So, been a long time ago, and I've been on many different train rides since. I love train rides in general. You think Penn Central would have been good if it had a chance? No, it was just it was a failure from the start. There are a lot of documentaries on that on how Penn Central was a huge failure. Um, Favorite UP steamer out of the three he's got listed 4014. If you could buy any diesel, which would you choose? Obviously, a 40-2 for me, SD 40-2 for me. I would not mind having an AC 6000 as well. Uh, Favorite Canadian locomotive, most all the diesels. Uh, I always love the CN fleet. And I also like the Canadian Hudsons. I know there's many different classes of them. I don't really know my Hudsons that well for Canada, but Canada has always had a very interesting steam engine classes. They've had a whole bunch of interesting ones. Have you seen There Goes a Train and There Goes a Truck? As a matter of fact, I have them on VHSs, on old VHS tapes. I look at them on reruns now on YouTube though. But There Goes a Train was the best video Dave ever did. Have you seen TV shows Moving On and BJ the Bear? No, I think they're animated shows. That was after me. Shows I grew up were like Tom and Jerry and some of them. Peterbilt or Kenworth? I like both. Cummins, Detroit, or Caterpillar? Ooh, that's tough. Um, I love all three. My favorite engines are the following: 3406 E Series Cat, which is a 4 1/4 cat. For Detroit is the Detroit Series 60, which was in like a Peterbilt 379. And for Cummins, an N15 Cummins, the best sounding Cummins engine ever. Uh, Definitely three good engines right there. Out of all the trains you've seen, which was it was the rarest thing you've seen? Oh man, I don't even know. I have no idea. I have seen so many trains in my lifetime. I do remember seeing some Conrail units back in the day. That's some of the things I really miss is Conrail. And through my neck of the woods, I would see a Conrail unit every once in a while. But man, do I miss Conrail. And great joke at the end, guys. Look at this. What do you get when Mark Twain chews bubblegum? Choo choo Twain. Hey, it's like what Tweety Bird would say in Sylvester and Tweety. Really, really good one there. So thank you, sir, for your questions. Midmont and Pittsburgh Rail Fair comes in. Good to see you again, man. Um, Nice list of questions. Thank you. Did you know Cotton Belt had a theme song? I believe so, but if you can leave a comment on there on what it is, uh, let me know and I'll look it up. Banana or chocolate? Like both. How many of the CS emblems have you seen? I've only seen like a couple. I haven't seen many of them. Not a huge fan of them. The CN 100 or BNSF 25th, actually, I'm not impressed with either one of them. I was really surprised CN did it just because they technically already have heritage units of the actual real deal, and I'm really surprised they just put them on newer locomotives. That really puzzled me. Orange or cherry? Has to be cherry. Hot fudge or apple? Oh, hot fudge sounds good right now. Have you been to? Did you go to Pine Bluff, Arkansas? No, I have not been that far west. Do you know who Bugs Bunny character is? Yes, yes, I'm a huge fan of Bugs Bunny, and the voice characterization was done by Mel Blanc, and he did all the Looney Tunes characters. Bugs Bunny, he did Coyote and Roadrunner. He also did Sylvester and Tweety. He even did Daffy Duck and Elmer Fudd, Porky Pig, all those good ones. N&W Pebbler Blue or the Pennsylvania Maroon. I don't mind seeing both. They're really pretty paint schemes. Favorite ice cream flavor? Oh man, I love Neapolitan ice cream. Used to be one of my favorites as a kid, and I could eat some right now. Uh, I like a lot of ice cream. K5LA or the K5L, both are pretty horns. The old or the old NS logo or the new one has to be the new one because to me it adds more detail. Amtrak 145 or the 8105 for NS. Um, I have to say the 8105. The 145 looks okay. It looks better on an F40. NS 1072 or the UP 88. I actually like both. 1988 for UP is the old Texas Special paint scheme inspired by from the Missouri Kansas Texas Railroad or the MKT, or known as the Katy Highway. Favorite paint schemes on the Dash 8Ws. Obviously, Conrail in the Conrail, ATSF, later the NS Horsehead. CSX 1 and 2 look good on it as well. I'm trying to think of what else. I said ATSF. Quite a number. They're actually my top favorites. Um, NS 8100 or the 1070. I've always liked the 1070. Ice cream or cake. I like both. Elvis Presley or Frank Sinatra. Wow, that's a good one. I like both of them because Elvis was king of rock and roll, and you also had Frank Sinatra as most popular in popular music back in the day, and he was also a good actor as well as Bing Crosby. Did you know 4400 was supposed to be renumbered to 4367? Follow up with me on that one, please. I don't understand the question. RS5T or the K5LLA, I love both horns. Now, Amtrak Phase 1 or Phase 3, it depends on the locomotive. Phase 3 for the Genesis, which is the silver with the red, white, and blue stripes, and for F40PH, has to be the Phase 3. SD90 Max or the 60Ms. 90 Max because they were pretty cool engines. And the SD60Ms because it came in two variances. It came in the regular standard 60M, like most everybody bought, and of course the Triclops cabs, which were bought by UP and BN and Soo Line, as a matter of fact. They were painted the candy red apple paint scheme. Favorite thing from BK. Oh, their chicken fries are good. Their buttermilk crispy chicken sandwich is good. Their French fries have gotten a lot better, and I, as a matter of fact, actually ate there the other day. And as 1073 or the 1065, 1065. So, thank you, sir, for your questions. Stephen Casey, Railfan returns. Good to see you again, man. Another list of questions. Keep bringing these questions, guys. Favorite paint schemes on the B40-8. The ATSF blue body, well, the yellow and blue freight colors. I also like the Conrail on there as well as the NS logos themselves. And also for the B40-8Ws, the ATSF War Bonnet, which were the 500 series. Metro North or New Jersey Transit. New Jersey Transit because I'm just more familiar with them. Let me see. Do you think NS should do 40th anniversary units next year? Not sure. Now, have you ever caught an XN&W High Hood 40-2? If I have, it's been a long time, and I know there's only 10 left. Funnel cakes or brownies? Oh, that's a tough one. I just like brownies just because I do a lot of them here at the house. I've not had a funnel cake in a good long time. The SD50 or the 60? I gotta go with the 60 here because the 60 was an improved version of the SD50. Mashed potatoes or baked potatoes? Mashed potatoes for the win. Least favorite candies? I don't know. I gotta give some more thinking on that one. I like most candies. I mean, there's maybe only like one or two that I don't like, but there's only like a couple that I just don't like. But I like most any candy. BC Rails green or the red, white, and blue scheme. I like the red, white, and blue and the blue and white paint scheme. Both of those were pretty. I mean, the green one nobody talks about. That was the older BC Rails scheme. I forgot that one existed. Thoughts on the Conrail 6373, the Altoona Olympic unit? I forgot this locomotive existed. I forgot it existed. And I looked at pictures of it. It's really, really cool. What got you to model both HO and O gauge? My dad. He got me into the model trains and the different scales. Thoughts on the 8888 Runaway? That was scary, and I'm just going to leave it at that. And I have seen Unstoppable. If you could ride on Amtrak, which train would you ride on? I got to give that one some thought because I'm not sure. All the Amtrak trains are good. The Auto Train, the Southwest Chief, maybe a couple of those I would look into. The Dash 8M or the 60, I was more impressed with the 60. Bachman or Athearn? Oh, Athearn and Athearn Genesis for the win. Do you prefer chili with or without beans? It has to have beans. Now, have you ever seen Tom and Jerry in the Magic Ring? No. For me, it has to be the original Tom and Jerry's from World War II all the way throughout the 50s. Have you ever caught a KCS locomotive? Yes, I've seen a Mexican version. I've also seen KCS American as well. Milwaukee Road 261 or the Prairie Marquis 1225. Prairie Marquis 1225. Thoughts on the following: the ATSF Bicentennial 45s and the SDL 39s on Milwaukee Road. The Bicentennial ATSF 45s were really pretty. I think it's 5700, I think, through 5703. And they were really, really gorgeous. And the SDL 39s, I forgot Milwaukee Road even had those. But I hear they were pretty good little locomotives. All right. So, Stephen, thank you for your questions. Trayman 1993 comes back. Good to see you, buddy. UP or NS? I like both. Norfolk Southern because that's where I am, and UP because it was started by one of our presidents, Abe Lincoln, as part of the Pacific Railroad Act of 1865. Perkins or Red Robin? Perkins is not where I am, but I do like Red Robin for their burgers, their chicken strips, and their steak fries to die for. Freightliner or International? Both of them because they have good models. For Freightliner, it is the Classic XL. And for International, I would say it'd be the 9800 cab over as well as the 9400i. Any favorite high hood you like from Southern or the N&W? All of the EMDs. All of the EMDs. Um, Favorite train to catch, like a cold or intermodal? All trains in general. Because every train is different. Every train is different. You know, you have different cargo, you have different power, different crews. So you get a mix of everything. And I like mix of everything because it makes, compilations, have some variety. And I always like variety in railroads. So, all right. Um, the next set of questions we will start off with is RDG Rails. We will pick it up there in part one. This has been a really popular one, guys. Thank you all for helping me make these popular, and great to see a bunch of you. So we will stop part one from here, and we will proceed with part two shortly. So stay tuned for part two.